16 months ago, UN Women launched a new campaign, HeForShe. It has a very simple message. What we share is more powerful than what divides us. Equal rights for women are important, and bringing them about is a job for everyone. Because equality doesn't just free women, it frees us all. Everyone should feel free to be sensitive. Everyone should feel free to be strong. It is time that we see gender not as two opposing forces, but as a spectrum. If we stop defining each other by what we are not, and start defining ourselves by what we are, we can all be freer. This is what HeForShe is about. It's about freedom.
But I have to say the most difficult part in the beginning was not about, you know, the man in my company. It was really about generally the guests. They could not believe that I'm a general manager, and I think I had a problem with credibility. When I introduced myself, they always say, "You, the general manager?" And the most common question I had was, "Who's your boss?"
And I think probably like a lot of men in business, you have a relatively mapped out path that you can follow, and the issue of diversity to men isn't really present in that process. And I guess I was much more sensitized to it when I was giving a presentation on diversity in Hong Kong. And as part of my research, I spent an hour and a half having a very pleasant discussion with my daughter about what the issues were working in the Big Four in London, and what issues that she was facing. And I think that was very educational for me.
I start to impact when I became, for the first time, in a bank, a manager. And then, suddenly, I saw, with the people I manage, that there was a real gap, especially on financial compensation between male and female.
I grew up in a household where mother and father had joint responsibility and ownership of the workload, and both working parents. So I was very aware of it from a young age of the importance of both mum and dad contributing equally to the family. Now I'm fortunate enough to be married to someone who also holds the same values, and with 4 sons. I want them to understand that the importance of mum and dad contributing in the household is equally valued.
I'm lucky to have a wife that has a great career in addition to being a fantastic mother. And I always find it surprising when people seem to be shocked that we are both managing our careers and our personal life at the same time without sacrificing either hers or mine.
How do you facilitate women dealing with the things that they uniquely face? And the 2 things they uniquely face are, one, not being taken too seriously, which is goes back to the first point about, you know, being kind of stereotyped as emotional, not thinking clearly, and such like, all of that, which is clearly rubbish. And the second is much more sort of around policies to do with the second challenge, which is basically family and children. Now, organisations can't dictate that for women, but what they can do is make the environment far more conducive, and that's in large part what the women's group here is about. Forming these groups is important at a formal level, making sure that people understand that there is a place for them in the board level is important, and also to ease their path when it comes to family issues.
We always care about our associates and our colleagues, and men and women. You know, they also need to look after their family. You know, we have given them flexi working hours, and those flexi hours is applicable to men and women. because it's not necessarily women have to look after children. Some men have to go home to cook too. And we also offer the nursery room for our customer, also a nursery room for our staff. Ladies who need to prepare milk for their children at home, they can have a private place to do so. Ladies are welcome to resume work after their maternity leave. We welcome them to come back to work.
We have female workers trying to promote networking, sharing, and create this sort of association. And they have a lot of, I would say, events, program, of which coaching, mentoring, etc. And the non-members, so like myself or other senior male managers, will sometimes be invited either at events to talk, or more in a more, I would say, private forum, to become sort of a mentor to female colleagues. So I think it works pretty well. The feedback are quite positive, because I think with this relationship, they usually realize that, yes, sometimes life is not that easy when you're a female worker. And I think they become much more aware of what needs to be done. And I think then, of course, they take much more ownership in all the program of diversity or promotion of gender equality that we do. You know, it's more concrete.
So in our company, what we talk about is life-work priority. We actually give 34 extra days of annual leave a year. That makes it easier for parents in general, whether you're male or female, to be in the workforce through lower working hours, flexible working hours, so that either parents can combine a full-time career with our personal needs.
Our latest initiative in this field has been the Global Parental Policy, which we launched and has been effective from the 1st of January 2017. It is an ambitious policy that guarantees a global minimum standard for the group and its brands for more than 38,500 employees in close to 60 countries. And particularly important if you consider that 60% of our employees are female and 51% actually managers and above level. Kering's group parental policy is an important step in our constant effort to promote gender equality for the careers of our men and women, and also to promote a healthy work-life balance and a progressive culture in our group.
We created in Hong Kong in early 2016 a specific organization which we called RISE, RILE standing for Real Initiative Seek Equality, which regroup female and male employees on a voluntary basis to promote within the company in Hong Kong gender diversity and gender equality. So we organize for a number of younger female employees a mentorship program under which they will be guided for a certain period of time, either by a female or a male manager, in order to ensure they progress rapidly and efficiently within the company.
I think it's very important that we have a working environment for everyone to feel comfortable that is not gender driven. When you open yourself up and you open this forum of inviting qualified individuals, you'll be surprised to see how many qualified females are also available. And I think that was a very good way to change the mentality because of the history of the industry. So we have been successful in having, I think it's one of the first or maybe even the only female Rolls-Royce driver for us, and she has been a Rolls-Royce driver now for 6 years, very successful. And 4 out of 10 hotel general managers are female. So I think there are definitely things that you can do, but I think one of the most important part is to really be open-minded and ask the questions. Like everything else, you challenge the status quo, and that's a good mentality to have.
LVMH has implemented the ELLES VMH initiative that is celebrating its 10th anniversary, and it's created a network of women within LVMH that can share best practices, but also encourage them to share about their career opportunities and to access a network of coaching and mentoring within the group. LVMH is encouraging gender equality, and we have 41 of our maisons in 2013 that signed the United Nations Women Empowerment Principle Charter that upholds gender equality in the workplace. We are very proud to have seen an increase in the number of senior female leaders within LVMH. This number is now 38%, and we want to achieve 50%, a number that is ambitious but not unrealistic, by 2020.
We decided to work on several fronts and to try effectively to manage this legacy situation. The concrete action we took are linked to, first of all, making sure in our whole hiring process, in a short list, we have at least one woman among the potential selected candidates. We want to try to make sure that all kinds of jobs are open to women. We succeeded on making sure that women have open position for expert. We have women within the institution with a high level of visibility. Where we still need to improve its management position for women within APAC, but also within Natixis. And this is where now we are working on.
So at Pan-Eurica level, we have launched a global program, which we call Better Balance, which is both in terms of better balance gender and better balance in terms of nationality, which is headed by our CEO, Alexandre Ricard, and really pushed by all the members of the executive committee. So just to highlight maybe two initiatives. One, which is an awareness workshop that we have started 18 months ago. And in fact, the objective is to have all managers, starting with the top managers, involved in this awareness workshop to realize, understand what is at stake in terms of gender and nationality balance, and as well to agree and align on a global action plan. Among the numerous initiatives that we have is the senior mentoring initiative that we are undertaking at top level. So it's really managed, and the mentors are the member of the executive committees or of the managing director of the largest market. And so we're mentoring 30 people this year, and we decided to have half of them being women in order clearly to expand the pipelines of talents in order tomorrow to move towards even a stronger gender balance at senior management positions.
Well, within our core hotels, we started actually in 2012 already with the formation of what we call Women at our Core Generation. That group of Women at our Core Generation of 2012, when it was founded, was then taken by our current CEO into the United Nations HeForShe program. So clear goals were set. For example, the goal for 2017 is to have 35% of our general managers female.
In fact, by end of 2017, 85% of our employees will be working in countries with equal pay parity. In fact, we're going to hit 100% by 2020. This is a commitment. And when we do our biannual survey of our employees, we know for a fact that our employees are telling us that 75% of our employees are telling us that this company truly values diversity, and this is part of the reason why they are with Schneider.
For us, it's more about making sure that the key leadership positions are sensitive to, and part of their KPIs is around how we get diversity in the organisation. So that's really the end of the spectrum that Link works on, is that we have people, myself, CEO George Hong Choi, that look at diversity and actively promote it within the organisation.
There's no reason why there should be any discrepancies between men and women's pay, for example. There should be no differences between what men and women can and can't do in society. In recent years, we have adopted a flexible work arrangements policy whereby staff have the option to work from home 1 day a week or 1 day a fortnight. We find that really helps them balance their lives. I mean, they can go to their kids' sporting events, maybe take them to dancing or take them to swimming. We find that I have staff in my team, working mothers, that have taken up this option, and they love it, to be honest.